Hello everyone and welcome to another development update for Shadow Heroes Vengeance in Flames, where you get behind the scenes access to all the things we're currently working on the game. So you'll probably notice that I've got the webcam working. It's now full widescreen instead of being just a little box like the previous videos were. So hooray for making things work properly. But you'll also probably have noticed that yesterday I did not actually get to upload a video, because we were actually really busy. We were actually kind of swamped. I was here from Sunday at about 8 o'clock in the morning to about 9 o'clock at night on Monday. So all overnight we were working through to make sure that we get everything going for Kickstarter. So I'm going to be going over some of the stuff that we are doing on Kickstarter as well. That's kind of the idea behind today's video. So I'm going to switch over to that. So this is our new Kickstarter page. And you'll see all kinds of information here, kind of the idea of what's going on with the game itself, the details about it for anybody who doesn't know exactly what the game is that we're making, the idea of who's working on it, what the team's like. There's basically us, the founders, and then there's all the amazing people who've worked with us on the game so far. The idea of what you can do to help, and more about the actual story of the game. This is a very like summarized version of what's going on with the story. We've got like 100 pages of lore, so this is not everything at all. But what I want to focus on today is our reward tiers. So our reward tiers are basically what you're going to get when you actually pledge to help us. So I'm going to go over them to give you an idea of exactly what they are. So the first one is the supporter tier. The supporter tier is $5, and basically what it is you're going to be able to participate with us on making all kinds of different game decisions. Now, we're going to be really big on this. Anything that we're on the fence about when it comes to balance and that type of thing, we're going to send it out through Kickstarter. And this is going to be ongoing through the release, not just during the Kickstarter period. This is going to be for a long time. And essentially what Kickstarter does is after your game's released, or even during it, sorry, not released, but after it's been, what's the word, backed completely, it's been successfully funded, there's the word, it lets you send messages out to everybody who is a supporter, and it allows you to do that during it as well. But what we tend to do is, for this $5 tier, essentially, anybody who's done any kind of backing with us, so they put in the $5 or anything up from there as well, they're going to go on a list, and that list allows us to send messages out to them for anything really. So we can give them updates, we can give them polls, we can ask them questions, send out special little treats, unique little images and stuff that we sent out just for Kickstarter, that type of thing if we really want to. And we do. We want this to go out all the time. So that's the idea behind the $5 tier, the supporter tier. 15 is the backer tier. This is going to be the supporter tier, so all of these messages and everything as well. Plus you're going to get a copy of the game. Now the game is initially going to be just for PC. We're still waiting on word back to see whether or not we can release it on Mac and Linux as well, to make sure that the engine and everything is going to work properly with it, that there's not too many changes that need to go in it. But we want to release on the other things, we just can't commit to it right now. As we learn more information, we'll be able to update it, and this might be, you get your copy of the game for any platform. The next tier is the early bird tier. So the early bird tier is a limited tier. There's only 250 of them, and that's all that will ever be offered. And basically what it's going to have is a copy of the game. You get all of the stuff that's up here. So you get the copy of the game, you get the messages and everything that we send out through Kickstarter. You're also going to get any updates that we have for the game as well, absolutely free, same thing as up here. And you're going to get access to a beta section of our forums, as well as access to our closed betas. Now, closed betas are going to be done in kind of a pool system, so being one of the people who purchase this, you get added to our beta pool, and we'll have different levels of it. So we'll start off with a very few amount of people and expand it and expand it and expand it, just because we can't have our beta forums and our beta servers just kind of exploding because we get too many people on them too quickly. But the idea is you'll be inside of that pool of beta players, and we'll be releasing it over time. So you're also going to get your name in the credits as a special thanks, and you're going to get a Helm of the Brave, which is an item for your troops as well. So that's going to boost the defense of all your troops. So you're going to start off with an item as well. The next one is the Buddy Backer tier. So basically what this is you get the backer, which is the game and all that other stuff, as well as you get a second version of it. So usually it would be $15 for a copy of the game and access to the Kickstarter stuff, but this one's going to be $10 more, and you get a second copy of it as well. We figured that the whole game, the idea behind it was that people could play together in any kind of way that they want, and it's still competitive, and they can play together as friends. So we're going to have a tier that lets you do that, because why not? So this is $5 off for your second version of it. So if you're going to be getting two anyway, or you want to get a second one for someone else in the family, just so you can play together with friends, then this is probably a really good tier for you. The next one is the competitor. This is the exact same thing as the early bird, but it's $10 more. So this is the regular price, and the early bird one is $10 off. So the digital scholar, basically you get everything above, excluding the buddies. You don't get two versions of the game. You get the competitor. You get so everything inside of the competitor tier. So which includes your early access to the beta, all the updates, access to the beta forum, thank you in the credits, the Helm of the Brave, and we're also going to be giving you a art book, a digital art book. It's going to have all kinds of different concept art and kind of behind-the-scenes images that we've used in order to put the game together. And we're also going to have another item called the Tome of Knowledge. And basically what this does is it's going to be a second item that you can equip to your units, and it's going to increase their damage. So one of them increases defense and one of them increases damage. And that's going to be what's at this tier. So the next one is the Bard tier, and this is going to give you all the previous stuff, including name and credits and the Tome of Knowledge, all that fun stuff. And you're also going to get a digital soundtrack for everything that's going inside the game. So it's going to be all of the music that we have inside the game. And this is going to be a really cool little setup here. The next one is the Tailor. So again, you get all the previous tiers, excluding the early bird and double ones, which is why we actually list everything that you're going to be getting here. Plus, we're going to actually mail you out a t-shirt, and we're going to have a couple of different designs of t-shirts put together, and the one that gets printed is going to be something that's going to be voted by people from the Tailor tier and above. Depending on what goes on, we might be able to get a couple of different ones, and you can just choose which one you want, choose what sizes, that type of stuff. Make sure that we have it set up just for you. The next one is the Collector tier. Now the Collector tier gives you all the previous stuff, including the t-shirt and all that other stuff, and we're also going to give you a signed poster. So there's going to be anybody who gets this tier or higher, we're going to have a poster made up and shipped to you, and we're going to sign it, the development team here. We're going to sign it and say, here it is. That means it's going to be extremely exclusive. Only people from Kickstarter will ever get something like this. The Lieutenant tier is going to be all the previous stuff, plus we're going to get a unique skin for one of the units inside the game. The idea for this is doing a new skin for the unit costs a lot more than what this actual tier is. So what we're going to do is we're going to have everybody in this tier and above vote on which unit gets the new skin, and we'll have a new skin for that tier, or we have a new skin for that unit created, and everybody unlocks the same one. After that is the ancient tier, and what happens inside of this is you will actually get all that previous stuff, including the skin, and you'll also get a statue created of you and placed inside of the game. So there will be your likeness or somebody that you know, like your friend or a relative, something like that, and we'll have a statue created of you and put it inside the game somewhere. So you can, it's not going to be somewhere that's like off in the bushes somewhere. It'll be somewhere prominently displayed. And we'll notify you of where your statue has been placed. Now these tiers up and up are going to get very limited because there's only so many statues you can put inside of the game, otherwise you're going to be in a hall of statues. The next one is the completionist. So the completionist has all that other stuff, including the statue, and we're also going to have an actual statuette of a unit from the game, one of the characters, created and sent to you as well. The next tier is the Maker. So the Maker is going to be an exciting tier because inside of this one, you get all the previous stuff, including the statuette, including the signed poster and all that fun stuff from up here and the skin. But you're also going to collaborate with us, and we are going to help create a level that everybody will be able to play on. So you'll be working with us to create one of the multiplayer levels where you'll be able to fight against other people. And that's the idea behind this one. You'll also be credited in the game as being a level design consultant. And then the very final tier, the professional. Inside of this tier, you get all the previous stuff, including consulting on the level design. And inside of here, you will actually be able to help us design a character. So we're going to work with you to help develop one of 5 unique characters. If all of these are sold, then we're going to have 5 additional characters inside the game for people to choose from their armies. So there's more customization. And you're going to help us design another character. And that other character will go inside the game for anybody to use. And it's going to kind of be, you'll work with us because we'll have some kind of stipulations on what can and what can't. We can't have like, we can't have kind of alien-looking type of things inside of the game. Well, I guess we could kind of explain that away, but we got to kind of stay within a specific art style and a specific technology. But aside from that, there's a lot of openness and freeness inside of what's going on with the game itself. So it's up to you, and we'll work with us to make sure that this kind of comes true. And that's kind of the idea behind the professional tier. You're also going to be credited as a character designer inside the game as well, because it's going to be your design. You'll have some stipulations to work with, but it's going to be your design. It could be as simple as you write us a description of what you want, and we have concepts created, and then you kind of work with the concept artist, and then we get that made. Or you can do your own concepts, and then we'll kind of try and work with them as well. And it's up to you what exactly you want to do. And everything's going to be kind of unique from for this tier as well. So that's the idea of what we're working on and what we've been doing so far over the weekend. And I hope you guys are going to enjoy this. We're looking at the Kickstarter actually being up on the 7th. That's the date that we're looking for. And hopefully everything goes through properly and we can get everything polished off and set up in time. And okay, I guess that's it. If you have any questions or any comments, let us know. Leave it here. Leave a comment in the comments, and we'll talk to you guys next time. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.